Some markets are brutally competitive, especially when you are competing against thousands of small brands from China, all selling the same thing at a fraction of the price. So how do you stand out in a competitive market like that? Today, I'm going to show you Loop Earplug did exactly that. They took a $20 earplug, launched into the most saturated market out there, and built a $126 million lifestyle brand out of it. Hi, this is Aazar from Performers. We help health, tech, education, and consumer brands scale profitably with psychology-led ads and creative testing frameworks that can help you find winners consistently. If you want more breakdown like this, check out the Performers website or my blog where I share my weekly newsletter, all the breakdowns that I do, and I share winning ads, ideas, trends, and inspiration that you can apply for your brand. So in this video, I'll break down how Loop pulled it off and share exact playbook that you can apply for your brand as well. And this playbook you can apply even if you're not D2C, if you're in health, education, app, regardless of the niche. This is a serious playbook that most brands miss. And actually, I use it for my lead gen and service-led brands as well, and it works like a charm. Make sure you watch this video till the end because, this is secret to my success as well. So let's talk about Loop a little bit back. Loop was founded in 2016 by two engineers who were sick of ringing ears after concerts. So they came up with slick, amazing looking earplug that when you actually wear, they don't look like a medical device. In the early days, Loop was only focused on the nightlife. They sold affordable and stylish looking earplugs to partygoers looking for hearing protection. But when the COVID hit and nightlife disappeared, everything changed. Loop had to rethink its audience and positioning. The niche product for nightlife became a solution for focus, sleep, anxiety, and sensory sensitivity. In a second, I'll exactly explain how they repositioned their strategy to this shift and why it worked. They also went on selling to retail stores like CVS in the US and Saturn in the Europe to building a D2C machine. The D2C shift became their foundation strategy, which I'll break down in a minute. So the way they structured the testing is amazing. First of all, they try to find a niche that works for them. So for example, here, they are going after clubbing all night. That's the audience that I talked to you about. But when you click on the landing page, they will directly take you to the product page here. And you can see that they are selling just the product here. But when I see some other page, for example, this one, and they are selling Switch here. But the most importantly, like some of the ads actually take people to bundles page. So then they also are testing bundles page, which bundle is actually working better. And then you go further down. So here you can see the ad is talking about, the ad is here talking about buy these instead, and they take you to a landing page. The earplugs everyone is talking about, 10 million sold, and they're showing you multiple products here, and they're showing you different page. So they're testing not just the creative but also the landing page. And as you can see in their ads, for example, this one, they again take you to the different product experience page. I actually saw some of them were sending to product page, then they send it to the bundle page, then they send it to a specific landing page. They are testing themselves. Then they are now testing a quiz and asking you questions so that they can send you a right product. So for example, here, if the ad was top of the funnel, they were sending people to 7 reasons why millions of people love Loop earplugs. So as you can see, they're not just testing ads. They're testing their strategy. They're testing the quiz. They're testing different landing pages. They're testing different top of the funnel ads, listicles like these, which actually make people buy. So their strategy is pretty effective in terms of how they are actually going towards like connecting ads to the landing page as well. And the other thing is when you look at just like looking at their quiz, the first page, you can see that they are focusing on different use cases here: sleep, focus, concert, noise sensitivity for kids. And then what I really loved about is that they actually have a different way of targeting. So what they did very effective. They had this quadrant explains how actually they wanted to go about with their ads. You can see like some of the use cases are functional use case driven. So somebody's looking for it, as you can see in the quiz. Some of the use cases are lifestyle, identity driven. Some of the use cases were narrow and really focusing on a specific person and their problem. And some of the use cases are very broad. And all of these actually hit different audience. For example, for broad audience, they focus on universal benefits. For micro ads here, they focus on people with ADHD, autism, people who are working and want no voice. Like we know we have a really big production as workers, so they try to replace that. Really specific focus. Then on this side, you can see identity, where it's still narrow. They focus on festivals, right? And they focused on audience that are clubbing. That was their main use case. So again, like something very different here. And then on the right side, very broad cases like get your goals faster. Everybody wants to get to their goals faster, right? And so their exact way of explaining their product to a specific audience, either broad or narrow, they did it very effectively, and that's the key secret. But I'll explain you how they did it in each ad. Something very interesting, their own head of marketing said, like, with those different use cases, we create different ads with different landing pages and different prices to test, to see what works and to see what has the best return of ad spend. And that is genius, because you're not just testing one thing, you're testing multiple things, and that's how you move very fast. This was the foundation of their ads to actually spend more than $1.5 million a month in ad spend. Now let me break down some ads and tell you what you should learn from them and how can you apply to your own brand easily, which is very simple. In this ad, we will go with the narrow targeting because most people think they cannot go too narrow. And this used to be like in Meta, you could actually have some detailed targeting. That detailed targeting feature is no more. This is how you do detailed targeting with the creative. So number one is actually ADHD and find focus, right? And this ad is simple. Calling out an audience who has ADHD, calling out the problem, which is find focus. But then there is some psychology used in this ad as well. For example, in this ad, they are using attentional bias. People who are actually going through a specific problem and they can identify themselves in that problem, that's the audience they're going after. Same thing here in autism as well. As soon as you use the word autism, it's target the audience who has autism. Actually, one of the biggest audience they have is autism audience, and they're also selling the same thing. So here they're selling focus. Autism people are focused on people who need calm, right? So audience solution, that's what you can learn from it. And the third ad is won't tell you I invested better focus, but there will be signs. So this is a specific audience, people who really want to have deep focus, right? And especially people who are really angry with the fact that they have too many messages going on. So very specific audience who really get annoyed. I mean, we all get annoyed, but you see the types aggressively when annoyed by distraction. So like, there's a specific trait in you when you see these messages and it really agitates you. Those are the audience you're going after. Don't be afraid to target narrowly. If they are doing it at scale, you can also do it. First, we went with narrow. Now we're going to go with broad. And it's mostly jobs to be done. Jobs to be done is like what you're hiring this product for that can solve you a certain problem. So for example, here, discover your best sleep with new Loop Dream. Less interruption while you sleep, more comfort than ever. They're showing you the product. The most important thing is like everywhere the product is there. So they're not moving the product anywhere. Product showcase is important, but most importantly, like the jobs to be done. Jobs to be done is sleeping, right? And that is how you make them feel that, okay, like you will get better sleep with this. The second one is distraction of dream on. Again, it makes me feel like, okay, I will be less distracted. I can keep dreaming. And it's like a very interesting old games as kids we used to play, and that is like zzz. It's really showing like smartly like you don't have to worry because we will make sure that your sleep is there. And then you can see that the mind automatically is like trying to cross this because we want to sleep. And this is like subtly telling you that the nostalgia effect, where you actually want to remember the old things, and that's what was marvelously done. And earplugs for every situation. Dinner with pals, concert with bass, co-working. So now they're selling a broad concert. Again, every ad is like speaking to me differently. Either it's a narrow ad or a broad ad. Let's go next. Third category is functional use case. In the functional use case, as I told you, they are using this as their main quiz in the quiz. So these are all the use cases they have figured out that the audience wants. And so they actually created this. And so these are the functional use case. In functional use case, first ad actually is taking UX familiarity bias, where, on Apple, when you get a call, you get 2 accept and decline. It's an overused format, but they did it really well. Decline the noise, accept the calm. So like you're really looking for somebody who's like accepting the calm in the life. And that is like very well done because it's about to get darker. It's evening time. You want to calm down. So the word use calm down and with the picture behind it is amazingly done. The use case is also very interesting because like once you go to sleep, you want to have calm, and so it's like people who want to go to sleep, people who want to calm down in the evening, is like for them. Then is formula for calm productive day. So they're focusing on a very broad case, like you want to have calm and a productive day, this product is for you. And there's a shop loop switch, so it gives you switch where you have two different functionalities. And the third one is Loop Earplugs give you both clear conversation, lower background noise. So it's really good Venn diagram format. Venn diagram works really well, to be honest, for multiple of my clients. So if you're not using it, you're missing out. But most importantly is like it's giving you two different use cases at the same time. And all of them are focusing on a functional use case that you can actually use for, that most people use these earplugs for. So the last one is where their original use case was lifestyle use case, identity use case. I'm a club goer. I want to have, I want to party, but I also don't want to have huge music in my ear. This is perfect. So you will still have those plugs in your ear, but you will not listen to loud music nearby your headphones. And this was an amazing depiction. You have a DJ in between. DJ is a loop plug, and then left and right. So everybody's just a loop. Turn the volume down on damage, not the party. So like when you really, if it's too loud for you, you can actually reduce it if it's really annoying. So like lifestyle use case, somebody's going to party, and that was their starting use case. This was very interesting for me as well. Like they deserve your full attention. So keep distraction at bay with loop earplugs. So sometimes people who have hearing problems, they, especially like Gen X and boomers, they have this problem that they actually get distracted. So they are targeting people with those earplugs. And then the third one is like all the people who want to party, Coachella type. And so like really targeting people who are into festival, again, a lifestyle. The last thing is mommies who want to get calm. So maturing is realizing I can give myself a timeout. So like all of these are like lifestyle use cases. So like what you can do is like simply steal their broad targeting, narrow targeting, their functional use case, and their lifestyle use cases. All of these are like very simple 4 quadrant that you can apply for your brand. And these are really good formats. Actually, some of the formats have really worked well for me as well. So not just steal their main idea of the playbook, but also their formats, get inspired and see if you can actually do the same thing. And you see that they're actually making it very easy for you to think about 100 days hassle-free return. So like they're putting it up front. If you're not happy, you can return it. And so they're pretty confident on that. And especially a product that is not that expensive, but you can actually, because they are the premium products, they're actually saying you can actually return it. We are so confident on it. Is something to learn from. So what did we learn from Loop? Number one thing that I personally have learned is that if you are scaling your brand, you need to target diversity of people. You know, everybody says talking about like creative diversity. This is what creative diversity is all about. Broad targeting, narrow targeting, functional use case, identity use case. That is what creative diversity actually means that most people don't understand. And they try to change the format into videos or image or carousels. That is not diversity. Diversity is where you're actually targeting different audience with your creative. Number one. Number two is that what they're doing really well is once they have found a winning ad, they're putting a landing page to test. They're putting a quiz on to test. They're putting a listicle into test to see which one actually brings the cost down. That was like mind blowing. I'm not doing it. I should do it. After this video, I'll try to make this new strategy with my winning ads. So actually find cost cheaper. Maybe it will bring the cost down. Third thing they're doing really well is that they actually have an amazing formats that are speaking to the audience. They're using their own product and trying to sell the same thing with animations, with their relatable formats, what you can actually can see yourself. And the fourth thing is test your angles, hooks, ideas aggressively to really figure out what resonates with your audience. The most important thing is they don't just run hundreds ads. They have thousands of ads. So for example, just looking at here, they have 2,400 ads right now in the ad library. That tells you that they are doing so well with their ads, and you can see that like so many ads. So they are not just dependent on one ad that is winning for them. They're like consistently finding winners, and that is you have to do. Like once you have a winner, you have to stack winners on top of it. So this is the fifth of learning. Last thing that most people don't understand when they're running image ads is like so simple, but Loop teaches us that really well, is that their ads are basically simple ads, few words, product in there, main headline, sub headline, and then making sure that you are having a CTA. If you have CTA that says 100 days hassle free, something that most people can easily apply to actually make people to take the next action. We don't do it. And the last thing I've not talked about, there UGC videos are amazing. That would have taken a lot of time to actually explain you, but check out their videos, check out their ad library. Really good brand to get inspired from. So if you're a founder or head of marketing or head of growth who's looking to actually scale like this brand like Loop, who really want to scale really fast and have multiple use case, we do the same thing for you. We actually go look at your customer reviews, talk to the customers, find these use cases from broad to functional, just like Loop did. I also do the same thing, and we help you scale. So you can check link in the description or the QR code on the right side, and you can book a call with me. If you like this video, you can like and comment below, and make sure you have a bell notification on so you can actually watch my video next time as well. I share these breakdowns and insights every week. So see you next week.